we're ready to send things over to Studio 2A. So pleased to be joined this week by an artist who's releasing a new album on Friday at the Flycatcher, and he's joined by two talented players that helped him with this album as well. So without further ado, live from Studio 2A, Lydian Osman with Jeremy Michael Cashman and mighty Joel Ford.
And I had a drink and some time to think, and I was feeling fine. And if I ever make up my mind on the Southern Line, I went down to find myself a place where I could hide from all of my disgrace. And I brought my dogs and a little scotch, and then I hid away. If I ever could go back in time on the Southern Line, the Southern Line to meet a man about a modest crime. And I had a drink, a little time to think, while I cleaned my knife. You know I never Southern Line. Couches. but I guess you could say there's been a lot of moving around these days. A dragonfly died as it collided with your windshield on I-19. With your windows down and everything felt, yeah, everything felt like some kind of dream. Oh, did it seem so surreal, like some kind of dream? Too cold for rain. I said shut your eyes, maybe it will fade. If we shut our eyes, maybe it will go away. Someday, someday. Quiet shoes on quiet feet, I heard them quietly shuffling past me. And broken locks across broken streets, and a million unmarked keys. It's hard to find the right one in such dark lighting. And all you wanted was to get away, and all you wanted was to escape. It all behind for time. desperate to get away, away, away. Remember when you swore not to change? Well, I sure as hell ain't acting the same, and I sure as hell don't feel the same. No, I sure as hell don't feel the same way. I guess I should learn to let it go.
You're tuned in to 91.3 KXCI Tucson. This is Locals Only. My name is Matt, and I'm so happy to be here in Studio 2A with you guys. Thanks for coming down tonight.
Thanks for having us.
So let's start with introductions. Let's go around, everyone, let us know who you are, what you're playing tonight.
My name is Lydian Osman. I'm playing guitar and singing.
Joel Ford, I'm playing the cajon tonight.
Jeremy Michael Cashman on lap steel and guitar.
And that's the whole crew.
That's all of us.
That's us.
So we're down here tonight celebrating the release of your new album, Lydian, which is coming out on Friday, release show at the Flycatcher.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the gestation of this album. When did you guys first start working on it, and what's been the process?
So actually the first song that we recorded on this album was actually back in 2013. I had stopped playing music for a few years. I met Jeremy, I think 2007, 2008 at a show, and I was in a few bands here and there, and I'd stopped playing for a while, and I went to go see him play, and I think in 2000, just before the summer of 2013, and he was like, "Hey, why aren't you doing anything?" And he's like, "Come by the house." He has a studio at his house, and so I just came by one day, and we drank some beers, and recorded one of my songs I'd had kind of gestating for a long time, and that was how it all started. And over the past few years, we've just been kind of getting together and recording a song here and there, and now we have enough to put together an album. So
and I guess we should go back in time just to remind folks. What were some of the bands that you played in before you stepped away from music for a little while?
The last one I was in was called Umbrella Bird. That was a big 6-piece rock band here. We played for a few years, I think from 2008 to 2010. We toured around and stuff, and before that I was playing around in punk and hardcore bands, like scrappy stuff, and yeah, but that was the last major one I was in. And I played around, I do some guitar for Jeremy and Michael P. and, the crew, but hadn't really been doing any songwriting until I ran into Jeremy that day. So,
Jeremy, why did you goad Lydian into coming in and laying down some tracks?
Well, that's actually, there's two nice recaptures to this story. The first was we were playing the KXCI Porch Fest, Joel and I, and Lydian showed up with Rocco, his dog, and we hadn't seen each other in a few years. And so that was a wonderful recapture in and of itself, just to sit and visit with him. The fine recapture here, though, is that, a really good songwriter got back to getting that guitar underneath his fingers and coming up with songs. And it's kind of him to call what I have a studio. It's really not. Everything needs a little coercion to work, including myself. And it's really nothing more than a playhouse and a fallen tree. But the nicest thing is that all the pressure was off. and he was able to just come in and sing. It's just, it's a real privilege. It's been a real privilege to not only reconnect as friends, but also to have played a part in having the environment right for Lydian to get songs coming out of him again, because he really writes some pretty cool songs. And, to have contributed any kind of factor to the environment that led to that is very satisfying. I think Joel would feel similarly, that just our contributions to getting him back to this point has been a wonderful one, right?
Yeah, it's great. It's great too that he asked me to play a couple songs on his album coming out, and I love playing with him, and we're just all have a great time, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah. So Lydian, what if anything is different writing songs now than with other projects that you've had at other stages in your musical life?
Well, I think the reason I had stopped playing is, I'm sure as happens with a lot of bands, is you start to focus on things other than why you originally started writing songs. And so that the band I was in before had started with this collection of songs I had written that I was, they came out really easy, and we all started playing them. But then when we started to try to build new material as a band, at the same time trying to promote the band and different egos in play, and everything just kind of fell apart, and it just took all the fun out of writing songs. And once that band kind of collapsed, I just didn't feel inspired at all to write anymore. And it just took I think a few years to and some prodding for me to start picking up a guitar again. And once I did, it slowly started to feel natural again, and it started to be enjoyable again. And now it's I can't imagine what the past few years would have been like without having that.
So Friday at the Flycatcher is going to be the album release.
Yeah. It's we got Desert Beats and Golden Boots, and it's a free show. I think it starts at 9:00, and we're really we'll be in a different lineup. Joel won't be there at that one, but we'll be together in the near future. But Jeremy will be there, and we have Michael P. on organ, and then my dad is actually a bass player in Tucson for a reggae band called Bass Culture. So he and his drummer from that band, Owen Rose, will be on the rhythm section. Cool. So it's kind of it'll have a little bit more of a kind of a reggae vibe to it, but it should be fun. We've played together with that lineup a few times, and it's pretty fun. We get like reggae rhythm section and blues guitarists, and it all kind of comes out to be a unique sound. So.
Yeah. So we will during our next segment, after we listen to a couple more live tracks, we'll actually hear some things from the album, and we'll get a chance to hear how the recordings sound. But why don't we sneak in a couple more live songs here? Okay. And then I'll sneak on over to the studio, and we'll do some recorded stuff too.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Switch up here. St. James?
Yeah. My sentiments, exactly.
St. James Infirmary. I saw my baby lying there. Oh, she was stretched out on a cold white table. So sweet, so cold, so fair. Let her go, God bless her. Wherever she may be, oh, she could search this whole world's over and never find no one like me. Let her go, God bless her. Wherever she may be, oh, she could search this whole world world's over and never find no one like me.
Let's do the 4/4 version.
And the way you were moving too fast, or was I too slow to make it last? I'm feeling empty, feeling empty. I don't mind the brief romances, I just have more fun taking chances. I'd rather let it grow, let it go. So tell it straight, no saving face, 'cause I'm not a piece for you to place, to drag the king or kill his maid. A 10:15, I will let the rabbit off to meet his fate, but Alice only sees the chase. I don't mind the brief romances, but I got plans for second dances and all. If you let me. If I was just moving too slow on fountain ever the EP road, shouldn't you have